أنا لابس اللي متى.
Into Africa develops legume technologies, and then these technologies are disseminated to smallholder farmers through dissemination partners like NGOs and Extension Department of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
We worked with the research institution first to identify the technologies to disseminate. So we conducted agronomic trials using different varieties of legumes because Into Africa is about legume. When you conduct a demonstration plot, community at large, they will see what is there and they would like to experience what they have seen, to taste and adopt.
The plot is divided into 4 parts. The first part, it's the farmer practice, the control, where farmers are using only seeds and the organic manure. The second part of the plot, we use DAP as a fertilizer. Then the third part of this plot, the pride also rhizobium. For the fourth one, which is the last part of the plot, we want also to show the impact of micronutrients.
At the field, especially at the vegetative stage, farmers are able to tell by themselves that which field is doing better than the other, and they do that looking at the growth or the leaves and the vigor of the plant.
We're basically interested in finding out if there is a nutrition improvement in nutritional status and also diversity of what children eat, children under 5 years.
We know that women are the ones who produce food for the family, prepare food for the family. So we involved women by training them in value addition.
Not only to support people to increase their production, but also how to use soybeans and its product to improve the nutrition. Even if they have all the necessary materials to feed their children, they don't know how to prepare it.
I slice vegetables, cabbage, root beet, onion, egg, and I mix well.
We are not only disseminating technologies, but we are also making sure that farmers get access to input and output market. In that respect, we also try to link farmers with the private sector and other partners along the legume value chain.
The project is also making provision for many other input dealers to get involved, take up the inoculant, import it and sell out to farmers.
Yeah, at the beginning it was like a baby. You start very small and you struggle, constant challenges, and you don't know what really you are doing. You don't know how to work with banks, but slowly you improve.
The varieties are developed particularly for the environment where it is being grown. So the varieties that are being developed here, for instance, are different from the varieties that are being developed in Rwanda.
So neighbors of a beneficiary farmer would see how that variety performed well. The farmer would consume some and would keep some for his or her seed for the following season, but will also either sell or give or exchange with the neighbor. They were targets to meet, and we have met those targets in our action site, and we would like to have those achievements scaled out and up in the country.
It would be nice that nutrition forms a key component of it and should be seen driving what needs to be done rather than being an afterthought. So since then, Into Africa has learned that lesson, I think, quite well.
But in the guy na bubo tukose nye mvaka tetera inzi inyangu kulwango yibona mwabona hivi byose kuri kutabashikuru ba
RAIN is an agriculture project and it's a research project. And the design of RAIN was intended to demonstrate, in effect, the linkages between agriculture and nutrition outcomes, and to try and show what a sustainable model might look like. There's a set of agriculture interventions that are implemented through women's groups. We train up small model farmers, and we have a manual that we follow, and we provide inputs, including we rehabilitate boreholes so that water isn't such a constraint.
In my garden, I grow different types of crops. As you have seen, there are almost 18 crops to meet the balanced diet.
In one arm, we also do a whole piece of work around increasing knowledge and changing behaviours. So this is infant and young child feeding, cooking demonstrations, supporting women within the groups, again, to learn about complementary feeding, what they should feed.
We are more of implementing directly because this component is implemented through our nutrition officer who works hand in hand with the health clinics.
If the woman does not have resources, does not have access and control to resources, she'll not be able to provide food for her household, like for her children, and that's when the malnutrition kicks in the home. So it's important because the woman plays an active role in the household to provide nutritious food for the family.
On the ground, we have the CDFs, who are the community development facilitators. These work closely with the farmers, the small order model farmers.
At the moment, we've had two process evaluations. The first one was really to look at very much whether we were implementing in line with our own project impact pathway. Were we doing what we said we would do? And so is the design actually tight? And you need to understand that to understand how the change is happening. But what we are seeing is definitely an increase in the production of micronutrient-rich crops. Definitely an increase in women's decision making, which is huge. And definitely an increase in diet diversity. Not only are we finding the smallholder model farmers are able to train around the agriculture, but they're also doing the nutrition. We've invested a lot in looking at coordination and alignment at the district level. And that's a very long process of bringing together all the key line ministries and other stakeholders at district to reflect, to understand what malnutrition is and the role of their different line ministries in alleviating that. The most important thing is its proof of concept. So the impact that there will be if we can prove this model works, if we've got evidence it can impact on stunting, and we can describe the pathways between what we've done and what we see, will be that it's something that can be taken and adapted, not just in Zambia, but globally.
We have been traveling the rich lands of East Africa, far and wide, across the highlands and lowlands of this beautiful region, talking to farmers wherever we go.
We have given them the help and knowledge they need to improve their farming methods,
increase their income.
This is another revisit episode of Shamba Shape Up.
Back in the 90s, we had a radio show, a drama, but by 2005, 50% of Kenyans had the Great Wall of China TV set for $50. A shamba is a small farm. 75% of the population live on 2 or 3 acres.
At the land where it's down there near the river, I plant kales, spinach, and amaranth.
So how could we target that, specifically that rural audience? And we came up with the idea of Shamba Shape Up. Shamba Shape Up is a TV program in English and Swahili. based on education and entertainment. TV is so much more powerful. Not only can we explain things, but we can show things.
Going on TV, the farmers are actually practically seeing it happen in their own shamba. So the message gets through.
On top of the ridge, we plant the vines with 2 nodes in the soil and 1 out. The ridges ensure the plants have enough soil to produce many large roots.
They have recommended me about my soil. They have told me the plant I can use to plant in my shamba, and now I'm doing them.
Shamba Shape Up viewers who said they made a change as a result of watching Shamba Shape Up and the dairy issues particularly increased their value in Kenya by $24 million.
Research shows that 430,000 households are benefiting from the program. There are 3 million people watching the program in Kenya. There are 10 million people watching the program in East Africa.
So we've got both urban and rural. The biggest proportion is rural. The other very interesting factor is that more women watch Shamba Shape Up than men do.
Traditionally, they've been learning, you overcook the vegetables. That's how they've been doing it in the villages. And now they realize they've been taught you don't have to cook all, unless you kill all the nutrients. So I think that's very important, especially for the children.
Is that women really value this information. It's one of the only sources that they can access regular, appropriate information. And that's very exciting for us because the women are responsible for a lot of the farm work and a lot of the issues around nutrition, for example, and food. We've been talking about increasing agricultural productivity, so we've been talking about maize and the key crops. We've become increasingly interested as we're going along to see that there are a range of really good crops which have a high value in terms of nutrition. After every episode and during the episode, if there's something of interest, we run a little strip along the bottom saying, if you want this information, SMS us and we'll send you a leaflet. And we send out leaflets like this. 1,000, 2,000 people may contact us every week. With that, we've got their names and addresses.
How many people asked for that specific leaflet? We'd be able to tell you, we'd be able to show you the messages, and then we would also be able to show you where those messages came from.
People can also SMS us and ask questions. We put that up onto our website, and the technical partners or the partners can answer those questions, fill in a little box, and send it back out through our system.
And through using the iPhone, I could be able to SMS seed companies and get the collective varieties to plant that do better here.
We're trying to improve people's knowledge, we're trying to show different attitudes, and then we show different practices. But we try to show the practice which is either researched and tried and tested and works, and we show the benefits. So we're changing knowledge, changing the way people are thinking about things, and then getting people to see the benefit of changing their practice. Because the end game is to change practice.